Okay, Coach, heading into the season, what's your gut feeling?
I think we definitely have the best group we've ever had. You know, we've got a short history in soccer, but this is by far the strongest group of players I've had. We've got this year, I've had good athletes in the past, good overall soccer players. This year I've got more guys that specifically fit the defensive niche than that are forwards, that are true midfielders, and I think that's really playing to our strengths so far.
Scrimmage went really well the other night.
Yeah, we've actually had two. We had one off campus and one here. We went up and played Drury early on, who is a phenomenal team. I mean, they I think finished last year number 4 in the country, Division II, and we finished that game at halftime 2-1. They put in a few more in the second half, but we actually had some chances with them, and to play a team like that was great. And then the Oklahoma Wesleyan game. Honestly, everything went right that day. I really felt good after that day. Anytime you can win a 5-0 game in soccer, it's, some things have gone really well, but our defense looked good. Our offense, we scored 5 goals with 5 different players, which means we have a good balanced attack. So every encouraging sign that I was looking for showed up in that scrimmage. So.
Keeper must not have to do a whole lot of work.
Yeah, we actually only had one healthy at the time, so I'm glad he didn't get a whole lot. But Brendan Lindsay, he had a couple plays that he did well on, but honestly he was not tested all that well that game, so which is a good thing for the team.
Well, that's what you like to see.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of different people scoring for you.
Absolutely.
And there were probably a bunch of other people that were assisting on the goals.
Absolutely. It was as well balanced of a team effort as I've seen us play ever. So it was a very encouraging way to start for sure.
Talk about your sophomores.
We have 10 this year, and a lot of them are going to be key guys. Our all-regional returners, we've got Donnie George, who's the big defender out of England. He's really stepped up as a team leader, leads practice. Those days when the guys are tired of hearing me talk, he's the motivator. And that helps me a lot. When you're coaching a team by yourself, you got to have another voice every once in a while, put a different slant on things, and he has done a tremendous job of that. Lane Chapman is another one. He's a returning all-regional guy, and he's one of our center mids. He's kind of a silent kid that makes a lot of things happen. A lot of coaches watch the game, don't even know he's there, but boy, you sub him out, sub him in, and it changes our flow dramatically. He's kind of a silent captain, I guess, out there. But we've got a lot of returners. We've got Juan Obando, who's coming back, who has seen limited minutes, that is probably either a starter or a first sub on the defense, is really stepping up his game from where he's ever been before. So we've got a lot of exciting things happening with our sophomores. I'm excited about it.
What's your gut feeling going in? You got to be like the girls. You've kind of gone through growing pains. Maybe this will be the year.
Absolutely. That's the other coaches maybe unwittingly have put a little pressure on me for the third year. They're like, you'll get it going. Your third year, you'll get things going. And now I feel like, all right, it better happen. But really looking at our first 3 games, we've got Neosho County coming up. The history with them is the first year we beat them in overtime. Last year they beat us in overtime. I feel like we've stepped up since then. We've stepped up a great deal this year. So I have a favorable hopes for that game. The same thing with we played Bacone College, who we beat our first year. Last year they beat us 2-1. They scored a penalty kick in the last minute. So there's practically a tie game again. And then Thursday next week we play Allen County, that actually finished in a 2-2 tie last year. So teams that we've been competitive with before, and I feel like we've stepped up a good level. So I think these first 3 games are really going to be telling, and I really look forward to getting a good start here. So.
Now, first 4 on the road, is that going to be a plus? But playing that many and then finally coming home, or is that going to? Would you rather play a few at home?
We originally had our second game scheduled as a home game, and scheduling conflicts and things, we ended up with 4 road games, which is not the way you want to start, but. If the first one goes well and you've got high spirits and you can keep that rolling, by the time you get to that home game and bring it up to another level, it can play a really positive role for us. It's really important we have a good week this week and get things started off on a high note, I think, because that's when you got that many in a row, things tend to happen, tend to flow together. So if you can start off good, you can maintain that. So.
For the radio,
Yep.
what's your name?
John Perrigan. Perrigan's last name.
Coach John.
Okay, Coach John Perrigan.
Okay. Hi, Coach. How are things going for your team this year so far?
We're having a tremendous preseason. We have the best chemistry we've had as a team. We've got a strong group of returners, so things are really looking up.
How long has your program been going on here at NEO College?
2008 was our first season, so we've had 2 full seasons going into our 3rd.
Again, NEO branching out to different sections of the sports community, being well received. Have you been seeing an increase in your capability to recruit from this area?
I think it helps with that first contact. People know NEO, and that helps whenever you make a cold call or something that, they know who you are, and that definitely helps that first contact with kids.
Coach, thanks for talking with us today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is that it?
Good job.
All right.